All right, if you're in the tech world, you've definitely heard people talk about the pipeline. It's this almost mythical thing that lets amazing software get built fast. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and demystify the engine that makes it all run, CI/CD.
Oh man, we've all been there, right? Or at least you've heard the horror stories. It's that moment, that heart-pounding, high-stakes moment when you're about to push new software live. For decades, that feeling of, let's be honest, uncontrolled chaos has been the norm for software releases. But what if? What if it didn't have to be like that at all? So, let's dive a little deeper into this exact problem. Because, to really get why the solution is so brilliant, you have to understand the pain it's solving.
Think about it. When every single step is done by hand. Compiling the code, running all the tests, pushing it to the servers. So much can go wrong. It's slow, it's risky, and it's just begging for human error to sneak in. You end up with these huge bottlenecks. And really, this manual chaos is the reason the entire industry was screaming for a better way to do things.
And that better way, that revolution, is CI/CD. This is the modern automated answer to all that deployment day dread. It's all about replacing anxiety with speed, safety, and best of all, predictability.
So what do those letters actually mean? CI/CD stands for Continuous Integration and Continuous Delivery, or sometimes Continuous Deployment. The key thing to remember is that at its heart, CI/CD isn't just one tool. It's a whole philosophy, a set of practices that uses automation to make shipping software faster and, crucially, way more reliable. Okay, so the name itself has two parts, right? CI and CD. They work together like a perfect one-two punch. Let's break down how they connect, and we'll start with the first piece, continuous integration. So you've got two halves of this process. First up is continuous integration, or CI. This is all about developers constantly merging their code into one shared place, and every single time they do that, it automatically kicks off a build and a test. Then you've got continuous delivery, or CD. This part takes over right after those tests pass, and it automatically gets the code all prepped and ready for release. Here's a great way to think about it. Imagine you're on a big group project. Instead of everyone working separately for weeks and then trying to smash all their messy work together at the last minute, which is always a disaster, right? Everyone uploads their changes to the main document every single day. And as soon as they do, a little robot helper instantly checks to make sure everything still works together. That, right there, is the whole idea behind continuous integration. So really, the whole point of CI is to find and squash bugs early. By constantly putting the pieces together and testing them, you catch tiny little problems the second they happen. This stops them from growing into these giant, scary issues that could take down your whole application. It is all about catching things early. Okay, now here's a really important little detail. You'll hear continuous delivery and continuous deployment used, and they're slightly different. Continuous delivery means your code is always in a state where it's ready to be released. You just have to push a button. But continuous deployment, that goes one step further. If the code passes all the automated tests, boom, it's automatically pushed live to your users. No human intervention needed. A bug fix you just wrote could literally be in the hands of users minutes later. It's that fast.
So how does all this theory actually fit together in the real world? Well, it all happens inside something we call the CI/CD pipeline.
And the flow is actually super straightforward. It all kicks off when a developer pushes their code to a repository. That push acts like a trigger for an automated system to build the application. Next, the system runs a whole battery of automated tests. And here's the key. If and only if every single one of those tests passes, the code is then deployed automatically. It's this beautiful, seamless journey from a developer's keyboard to being live for users. Now, this automation doesn't just happen by magic. It's all powered by some really incredible tools. You've probably heard of some of them, like Jenkins. That's kind of the classic open-source workhorse of the industry. And then there are newer tools like GitHub Actions or GitLab CI/CD, which are awesome because they're built right into the places where developers are already working every day. Okay, so this all sounds great on paper, but why does it actually matter? What's the real-world payoff? What's in it for the teams and the businesses that adopt this? Well, the benefits are huge. First off, you get way faster releases. You also get fewer bugs because you're catching problems with every tiny change, not waiting for some big, messy merge down the road. It makes collaboration so much smoother because everyone is working off the same stable foundation. And maybe the biggest thing,
It gives teams the confidence to ship their code whenever they want, without that old feeling of dread. And this isn't just for small teams either. Just look at the giants. Netflix uses these automated pipelines to deploy thousands of times a day. Facebook is rolling out new stuff to billions of people every few hours. And for startups, it's the engine of their growth, letting them iterate and release new versions every single day. It's a total game changer. So when you step back and look at the whole picture, CI/CD completely transforms software delivery. It takes that one chaotic, super stressful event and turns it into a smooth, predictable, automated process. It makes releases, well, kind of boring. And in the world of software, boring is a very, very good thing.
So we've covered the what and the why, but that still leaves a pretty big question on the table, doesn't it? How do tools like Jenkins and GitHub Actions actually pull all of this off? What's going on under the hood to make that magic happen? We'll be digging into that very question in our next one. See you there.